way back on Thursday, last week, if I remember vividly, on the 15th. And yesterday we had the Independent Electoral Commission before us. So today is supposed to be the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Regional Government, Lands and Ombudsman. And the purpose for inviting these two ministries is that for the Ministry of Local Government, the bill does not only govern presidential elections, but also elections relating to offices of mayors, chairpersons, and councillors. Therefore, the committee deems it necessary to solicit guidance from the Ministry of Local Government, to that effect. The justification of deposit, which is required to be paid by individuals who are contesting for the position of mayor, chairperson, or councillor. In this regard, the committee expects frank and open discussion. As a result, a letter was sent to the ministry addressed to the minister. We were expecting the minister in person to appear before the committee and give us their position as far as the bill is concerned. Unfortunately, the minister is not with us. The finance minister was here earlier on, and we heard what they told us, that in the first place they were not even aware of such an invitation. But notwithstanding, we have to thank the office of the clerk, because they have the records that the way book was taken to the ministry and it was signed for. A staff of the ministry signed for receiving the letter. And with the Ministry of Local Government as well, the communication was sent, and a staff of the ministry have signed for receiving a copy of the invitation that was sent to the minister. Unfortunately, the minister is not with us, but we have the permanent secretary before us. So, honorable members, we consulted and we agreed that first we must hear the explanation from the permanent secretary as to why the minister is not before us, and from there we will give him information to carry to the ministry. That being said, we'll allow the permanent secretary to tell the committees why the minister is not here in person.
No.
All right, off record. We can hear you off record.
No, it should be on record. Because
Honorable.
like I said, Honorable Chair, I think the invitation was for the minister.
Yes.
And the minister, the invitation was received. Their internal did not consider. I think the permanent secretary at this point does not have a right to address this gathering. It should be the minister that should come and answer to this committee. No, and if the minister should delegate.
Media, we don't mind you taking whatever you want to take. Just hold on, we discuss, consult. When we agree, then we start recording. All right? Yes, go ahead, Honorable.
No, but like I said, I think it should be, when we have committee and invite the minister, he should formally communicate to this committee. But since we have not received any communication, I think we do not even need to hear from the permanent secretary. Let us give him the information. Tell them the procedure that we are going to take and request, demand for the minister to come and listen to us. But the thing is, whatever he says now cannot be formally taken, because he is not entitled to speak to us at this point. As much as our service rule says that, but it must be delegated from the minister, communicated to us to allow him to answer for that question. Unfortunately, I think we are wasting our time. Let us demand the minister to come and explain to us, because this is not the first time. I'm not saying this ministry, like you said, it happened this morning. It happened to another committee today, this morning. So is it showing that they do not respect the National Assembly or what? I think we should really take our duties responsibly and send him back, demand for the minister to come and answer to this assembly, to this committee. Yes. Come on, we shouldn't waste our time listening to any permanent secretary.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I think let us also be very open with our document. The standing order is
honorable member.
I'm going to another committee.
Yeah, but Honorable Njai, we took the time to listen to you. So if other members are also given the floor, it's fair enough you listen to them.
Okay, I think we should
Please.
adjourn the meeting and wait for the minister to come.
Let me just make this very clear. The standing order is not denying any permanent secretary or director or any institutional leader to come and respond to answer to committees. This is a committee. When it is plenary, only the ministers can talk to the parliamentarians. He has the right to talk here, and it will be binding. Let us listen from him or what we give him our message. But if we are demanding the minister to come, we can do that. But we should not say that he don't have right to talk to us here. He has the right like any other person. That is standing order. If you, unless you give me, you quote a provision in the standing order that will tell me that these people are denied of speaking to committees, then I will accept that.
See, I don't want to open the floodgates to debate. We discussed, honourable members, we discussed, we reached an agreement. We now invite the permanent secretary. We allow the permanent secretary to tell us why the minister is not here, because we were expecting the minister and the permanent secretary, or the minister and the team.
Can the minister come and explain why he's not?
Can I be heard? Can I be heard, please? I don't want to open the floodgates for debate. We said and we agreed. I'm not imposing. This is the agreement of the joint committee. Let's listen to the permanent secretary. From there, the permanent secretary will give him information to carry to the minister. Yes, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman and members of the Select Committee. I will start by first apologizing for coming late. This is due to some internal problems which is my responsibility as the permanent secretary, and I take full responsibility and I will handle that. I would also like to inform the August Assembly that the Honorable Minister was not in town, was representing the President in the inauguration and swearing in of the the new President of Niger. So the information did not get to him on time. So as a result, he came and I could not communicate the information to him because there were some internal problems, as I said earlier. So I apologize to that. That is the reason why the Honorable Minister was unable to be here, because he was equally informed at the time the Speaker called him to notify him of this meeting. So that being the case, he was not able to be here, but be rest assured, and as a tradition of our ministry, we have always been on time and calling to answer to the calls of this National Assembly, including the minister whenever he is needed. I don't think there was a time when this ministry or the minister is called and he has not answered to the calls of the National Assembly. We have always been here, and then we will respond. This is a national call. This is an obligation on us. We will live up to that. And then, but then this misunderstanding or that has occurred, I apologize, and as the administrative head of the ministry, I take full responsibility of that, and I promise you that this will not be repeated. And I ask for your forgiveness on the matter. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, if this will explain the situation and the standing of the ministry. Thank you.
Thank you, Permanent Secretary, Minister of General Government, Lands and Ombudsman. And I equally want to thank the media, our friends who have been with us since the commencement of this scrutiny of the bill. As you are aware, this is a responsibility bestowed on the Joint Committee. And we are supposed to finalize on our work, and hopefully by the second ordinary session, which is in June, we are expected to present a report. This bill is one of the most controversial bills, very important to every Gambian, both in the Gambia and outside the Gambia. So we don't want to take things lightly. We want to make sure that when ministries are invited, they take up the responsibility of appearing before the committee. Because what we are saying is we want all inclusiveness. The Ministry of Regional Government and Lands have an important role, being the parent ministry of all the councils. That being said, we've heard your explanation, and the Committee on Regional Government can attest to it, that your ministry have been very cooperative and they've been complying when it comes to appearing before our select committee. So this being your explanation, and you are asking for forgiveness, I want to believe that members will actually accept and accommodate your apology with the expectation that a recurrence of what happened will not be seen happening again. That being said, honorable members, it's rather unfortunate there can be no progress as far as our scrutiny of the bill is concerned, because these were supposed to be the two stakeholders, that is the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Regional Government, and unfortunately none of them is prepared. But we will reschedule you. PS, take note, we will reschedule you and you will be communicated accordingly. Make sure the internal issues that are also hampering the progress of the work of the committee is addressed by the various ministries. Because I cannot imagine a minister appearing when a letter has been received by a staff of the ministry and the minister says that he have not seen the communication that was sent. What is happening? Honorable members are discouraged, or honorable members want to take their stand. They are not discouraged, let me correct that. They are not discouraged, but they want to take their stand because they are empowered by the 1997 Constitution. You cannot be invited and you fail to appear. That is a contempt of the National Assembly. But the fact that you are here to give an explanation as to why your ministry is not in the position, we have heard you very well, and we are giving you the chance to go back, do the necessary review as far as the elections bill is concerned, make your position known, because when you come, you are entitled to give a presentation. Members will have the opportunity to ask you questions, after which you will go back and send a position paper. That being said, I want to thank all of you, and we adjourn our scrutiny of the bill till further notice. Thank you.